Welcome back. Nationwide protests against the Trump administration are scheduled to counter the president's planned military parade, which is scheduled for Saturday. Crews, as you can see, already starting to set up for this event.
Tanks and artillery will roll through Washington, D.C., honoring the Army's 250th anniversary on the same day as President Trump's 79th birthday. It comes as part of the U.S. military is being deployed to Los Angeles to quell demonstrations against Trump's immigration enforcement. Today, a coalition of 30 California mayors are calling for immigration raids to end, saying it's causing fear and panic across the state. As for the Saturday events, organizers for the No Kings rally say over 1,800 protests will take place across the country, 6 in Wisconsin. Victoria Frazier is in Light Park, where people are organizing a rally there. She joins us live with more details. Victoria.
Cammie, the No Kings host organizers that I spoke with today say the goal of the nationwide event is to provide people the right to use their First Amendment right in a peaceful way. And so far, as of today, 350 people have already RSVP'd to attend the event right here in Light Park. This is just one of the 60 locations for the No Kings event taking place throughout the state of Wisconsin. Michelle Avery is the march organizer for the city of Green Bay, and she says starting at 5 p.m. on Saturday, attendees will meet at Light Park and walk over the Ray Nitschke Memorial Bridge to nearby streets. Avery says June 14th will serve as a day of action to speak out against recent orders by the Trump administration.
The current fascist regime has taken it upon themselves to become a dictator, and tell us what we need and what we don't need. That's not how our American system works. For the United States of America, that's not how our democracy works.
Congressman Tony Weed sent a statement to our Action 2 newsroom on the matter saying, quote, "It's fitting that a far-left dark money organization like Indivisible would host a nationwide day of defiance to coincide with the celebration of the U.S. Army's 250th birthday, since everything they stand for is counter to what makes the United States the greatest country in the world," end quote. Now, coming up at 6, you'll hear from a rally organizer out of Sturgeon Bay on what their organization is doing to ensure everyone's safety at the event. Reporting live in Green Bay, Victoria Frazier, Action 2 News.